hope is that we all get it. Don't give in to the pain, just keep living, cause
got dreams I'm striving for. So I'm gonna live higher. I'm gonna live higher. I got dreams I'm striving.
Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Toby Rosario, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about something that's pretty common that most people deal with, and it's cold calling, right? The fear of cold calling. But before I get into that topic, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification. That way you get notified whenever I post a new video. Also, let me know in the comments if this is your first time here. So let's go ahead and get started. So the question is, how do you overcome the fear of cold calling? And the answer is, you don't. What does that mean? Right? Let me explain. So that fear is always going to be there, right? So number one, you have to accept that it's always going to be there, right? Once you accept that you're always going to have fear, you're going to have this emotion of anxiety or some sort of, emotion to not make that call, right? Especially for someone who you're going to reach out to a stranger who's never heard of you, who doesn't know who you are, right? So there's going to be that emotion that is going to try to prevent you from making that call, right? So number one, you have to first accept that fear is always going to be there, right? But how do you overcome that, right? So you just have to reframe it in a way where you get to follow through, right? So how do you reframe it? How do you reframe the fear? Well, you can reframe it several ways. And I'm not like this cold calling expert. I'm not this guru. I haven't mastered it. I'm still learning. This is something that I'm trying to get better every single time I make a call, right? Because this is something that I'm implementing in my business. So the way you reframe it is, right? You tell yourself, well, this next call is worth $10,000 or could potentially be worth $10,000. You see the difference there, right? This is not just like, if you approach it from a perspective of this next call could be that deal that's worth $10,000. Would it be worth it to make that next call? If I can tell you if it could be worth $10,000, absolutely, right? So that's how you reframe the fear. You just reframe it like, you know what, this next call right here I'm gonna make could be worth $10,000. It could be a $10,000 conversation. You just never know. And the only way to know is to make the call, right? So that's number two. So you just reframe it. Number three is you just have to, right, so when you're going to make a call, right, when you're going to make a cold call, you don't want to overthink it, right? This is something that we all do. It's just human nature, right? We come up with all these stories of why we shouldn't make that call, why we can't make that call, or this is too nerve-wracking. And number one, this is coming from an introvert, right? A shy introvert, right? So that even adds to the fear of cold calling. So what you would do is, so what I like to do is when I'm gonna make some calls, I don't even think about what I'm gonna do. Meaning, I think about it 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, and boom, I just decide to make that call. Because if you think about it for more than 5 seconds, it's just human nature. You're gonna talk yourself out of it. You're gonna have all these stories that come up in your head, why you can't do it, or you'll do it tomorrow, and then tomorrow comes and you never make the call, and then so on, and it's just a never-ending cycle on why you're never gonna get you're never overcome the fear of making that call or the power to make that call. And again, I talked about this in my other video, you have to start getting comfortable being uncomfortable. It's the only way you're going to grow, right? It's the only way you're going to grow, because the only place where growth happens is when you're uncomfortable. Think about it, right? You have to start putting yourself in these situations because you're going to grow. And then another thing you can do is, you're the CEO of your company, right? What I mean by that? So when you're making cold calls, there's no one over your shoulders telling you how you should make that call, right? There's no one casting judgment. There's no one that is telling you you're doing it all wrong. You might be doing it wrong, but you're not getting graded or you're not getting penalized or anything like that, right? So you're gonna fuck up in the beginning, right? But that's okay, right? Just tell yourself that it's okay. You're gonna get better with time, right? And there's not like a boss over top of you telling you, oh, you should be saying this or you should be doing this, right? You're gonna get better with practice, but you need to remind yourself that even if you fuck up, it's okay, because it's your company, right? You're the one that's in control. You're in control. And if the seller or the person on the other line, starts cursing you out, or start making, all these things and just very upset, okay, but that it's over the phone. They can't harm you over the phone, right? The worst that can happen is just say, take me off your list, and curse you out and just hang up, right? You move on, right? So you can also use that as your another way to reframe it, right? You're in control, right? Even worst case scenario, you get an aggravated seller on the other line, aggravated person on the other line. They tell you not to fucking call me again, and you end up this conversation like that, right? And then another thing you can do is understand that it's just another person on the other line, right? It's just another person. You're reaching out to them to see if they would be interested in selling, right? They're either going to tell you yes, or they're going to tell you no, or they're going to tell you fuck off, right? But either way, they can't hurt you over the phone, okay? So you just have to keep that in mind as well. And then also, just what I like to do is, I'm not sure why it helps, but for me, I like to, when I make the call, I like to make the call, I like to make it where it's not like direct call, like how do I explain it? So it's like openly. It's like I have them on speaker, right? For some reason, I get a lot more comfortable doing it that way instead of doing it with a headset or something like that. It's just I feel a lot more in control when it's over a speakerphone. I'm not sure why that helps, but that may or may not help you guys. But that's essentially, it's just a few tips that's worked for me. Again, I'm not a cold call expert. I haven't mastered it. It's just something that I know people struggle with a lot. Right? And something that I've struggled with before, and I'm getting better every day. It's just all about reframing it, and just tell yourself, this next call could be potentially worth $10,000. This next call could be the deal you've been waiting for. This next call is the breakthrough you've been wanting, right? So that's how you could reframe it. And then number 2, you're in control. You're the CEO of your company. So if you fuck up, you fuck up, right? You'll get better on the next call, and next call you'll get better, and it's just like you're working out, right? You're not gonna do well when you start working out, but it's like a muscle. You keep working that muscle, you're gonna get better. You're gonna adapt, and you're gonna see some growth. But that's all I wanted to talk about today. If this video provided you some value, don't forget to hit it a like. Also, don't forget to share this video and hit that subscribe button. That's my time. My name's Toby Rosario. Peace.